Hello, my name is Tom, and today I'll be talking to you about sending webhooks in JavaScript or TypeScript. We're going to use Node, but you can use Dino, you can use whatever you want. In order for this demonstration, we're going to use the Swix webhook sending service. It just makes everything much, much easier. It takes care of like the reachwise and security and the scalability and all of that, and really just makes it into a simple endeavor. Cool. So the first step we want to do is import the Swix library. So this is how it's going to look like. Swix. And then what we want to do is we want to create an instance of like a Swix connection. So we can do something like this, and then set off token. I also forgot the new. 1 second. And then and then this now we have like a Swix instance that we can use, like of the Swix SDK. The first step is to create what we call a Swix application. So we're going to go there. We're going to do a create. A Swix application is really the way to think about it is like it's where you're actually going to be sending webhooks to. So the way like usually people create one application for each of the users, but you can do really whatever variation that you want. But the idea is that like if a webhook being sent with like some sensitive data or whatever is included there, it's going to be sent to that specific application. Then it's only going to be delivered there. To create the application, we want to create. Oh, oops! Why did I do the thing? We're going to create a name, test app, and we're going to set a UID. Test 1, 2, 3. A UID is essentially like a user set identifier, unique identifier, and then you can use that interchangeably throughout the UI. So like when you want to send a message to that application, you can use the UID instead of the Swix ID, and you don't have to save anything in your database. Actually, coming to think about it, we're probably going to be using it a lot. So let me just put it in a const, and then we can do that. Then the next step is to start actually sending messages. So we're going to do, again, going to use the Swix API. We're going to create a message. For the app ID, we're going to pass the UID. Again, you can use it interchangeably. And for the message, there are like a few required fields. The first one is event type. We're going to set that to invoice.paid or something. It can be whatever you want. And then the payload itself, we can really set to whatever we want as well. I guess foo bar and test is 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Now we created a message. We sent it to that application. Almost everything is done, but what we're missing is actually adding the URL. So like we want to listen to a specific to a specific message. So to do that, we can use the API. So we're going to go to create an endpoint. Again, we can use the UID instead of the app ID everywhere we want. And then when we create it, we can set the URL. So webhooks.com/example, etc. We can send the whole thing. But really, that's nice and all. And you can use the API, but that's actually less interesting. A much better variant is to use what we call the application portal. So the way to do it is you go to the authentication route. You call app portal access. Again, you put the UID like everywhere else. And then we don't want to configure it at the moment. And what you get out of it, is this structure that has like the URL. And that URL is essentially it's like a one-time link that you can use in order to log in your customers to either like a standalone version or maybe even embed the same URL as an iframe and let them have full control into creating endpoints, seeing where they were sent, like really kind of like controlling the whole flow of sending and managing webhooks. And yeah, that's it. In order to get more, you can refer to the Swix docs and you can look at like the Swix API documentation, the quick start, all of those kind of things will explain how to do and like how to use the Swix platform even better. We also have like consuming guides and like a list of like open source libraries that you can use and you can refer your customers to in order to help verify webhooks. And really, the sky's the limit. Like it's a full-fledged platform. You can just go to docs and see what's up.